What's up, everyone? So we've ran into sort of a dilemma here. The refrigerator evaporator coil was freezing up. I knew what the problem was, but I've been trying to put it off and put it off. I raised the temperature in the refrigerator. It wasn't working. Unfortunately, I was not as smart as Oot when it came to this, because I just started working on it and she said, hey, grab the camera, other people might have this problem. So this is kind of after the fact, and I'll show you how everything goes together. But I did want to show you the complete breakdown, and then we'll go into, when we're putting it back together, show you what you can do in reverse in order to get all of these parts out. So let's take a look. This is the evaporator coil, and this was chock full of ice. I think we might have gotten some video when we were melting it all out, but just want to show you what it looks like on the inside. And if your refrigerator is heating up, chances are check and look through some slots that I'll show you in a little bit and see if you see any ice. That's where I knew that we were having some trouble. But again, I was just putting it off. I tried to do everything that I could do without having to break down and pull it out, but it gave us a good chance to get the refrigerator clean again. So let's take a look at the reverse process so you can see how you would take it off. Okay, so before we get started putting this all back together, one thing I want to do is make sure this fan is still working, make sure the motor's not burned up. I mean, it's spinning freely, so that's a good sign. But there was ice all caked inside here, and my concern is, you know, did something happen to this where it's no longer functional? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook up a 5-volt source. This is probably a 5-volt or 12-volt fan. I'm guessing it's a 5-volt. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a USB cable, and then I'm just going to match it up here, black to black, red to red, and if it works good, we can continue moving on. But if you had the same situation that I had, I would highly recommend you test this fan, because you do not want to have to take this whole assembly back apart if your fan is still not functioning. So let's test that out. Looky there, she purrs. Okay, so we've got the cover to our evaporator coil. Everything is clean. Like I said, go ahead and take this time to clean your refrigerator. You might as well do it anyway. But what we're going to do is we're going to plug everything back up. We've got 2 cables here, and what we're going to do is push them back into their tray. This one just slides in one time. This one slides in and loops over. So like that. That's how that one was. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is plug everything back up. This goes on the top right here, and then the fan plugs in here. Okay, you can see what we have going on there. So as you can see, we've got the connections made. Now we're going to put the cover on. There are arrows pointing around all of the sides that shows you where you've got clips. Okay, so we have 3 screws here. We have a white screw here, a white screw here, and then your center shelf bracket's going to go like this, with this screw hole at the top. Okay, so this is something else you'll want to clean. You see it's ribbed on the sides here. You just grab and pull, It is the base to where your filter goes. This sits, your filter slides in. This is what's underneath your filter. You can see on mine I've got some green specks of something. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's broke down copper or something else in the refrigerator, what it was. But anyway, this is something else you'll want to clean. Okay, so there it is, all nice and clean. What you're going to do is slide this in, like so. Push it, and then you will hear it lock. And you see where it sits right there. Easy enough. Okay, so the next item to put in is going to be the top of your crisper. Just going to put it on top and slide it in. And you see it sits down into place. What I want to show you right here is how you remove it. See, right now it's not going to come out. There is a button right here. What you do is you push that button in, and that releases your crisper. Just a little bit closer view of this. Here's your button. You push it in and you lift up. When it's locked in place, it's not going to remove. Whoops. It's not going to move until you push that button. And then you can pull it out. Okay, so the next item to do is this little foam piece and this cap. This foam was glued to this screw. I'm not sure what type of industrial glue that they used, but it did glue, so I'm using hot glue because all I've got is washable glue, and I just want to make sure if it gets wet it's not going to cause a problem, so I'm using hot glue here. Just a little dab, and I'm going to feed it into this like so. Whoops. Push it in. It just goes in like that. And now we're gonna pop it right on top like so. And now your screw hole is covered and the arrow points down. Okay, so the next part that we're going to do is put in this brace for this flap right here, and it's going to screw in right here. Okay. Okay, the next step is to install your filter. Okay, so the next steps are going to be to install your shelving and your crisper to your liking. Okay, so the last part of this project is to power it back up. Okay, so currently the refrigerator is reading 22.4, which is just over 72 degrees. Hopefully within a few hours this thing will be reading, what do we have this set to? 71 degrees. So let's hopefully within a couple hours it'll be reading 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the freezer will be back down to 0. It got up to 26, but everything should still be fine in there. Alright, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know. This project will be this little door flap. It's been broken since about a year after we got it. We bought this in July of 2014. It was out of warranty and they wanted some ungodly amount of money to fix it. So this is next on the to-do list for the Samsung refrigerator. Goodbye.